The Third Servile War, commonly known as Spartacus Revolt, remains one of the most remarkable uprisings in Roman history. It took place between 73 and 71 BCE and was led by Spartacus, a gladiator who rose against the oppressive Roman system of slavery. This rebellion, which began as a small-scale escape, soon turned into a massive and organized insurgency involving tens of thousands of slaves. Spartacus, originally from Thrace, modern-day Bulgaria, was captured and sold into slavery by the Romans. He was trained as a gladiator in Capua, where slaves were forced to fight for the entertainment of Roman citizens. Though much of Spartacus' early life remains unknown, he is believed to have once been a soldier, possibly with experience in warfare. In 73 BCE, Spartacus, along with about 70 other gladiators, escaped from a gladiatorial school in Capua. Armed initially with only kitchen utensils and basic tools, they overwhelmed the guards and fled to the nearby slopes of Mount Vesuvius. Here, they began organizing themselves into a makeshift army. They scavenged for weapons and began raiding nearby towns to supply their growing force. What began as a small rebellion quickly gained momentum. Slaves from surrounding areas joined Spartacus' cause. Many of these slaves had been captured during Rome's vast military campaigns, and they came from diverse backgrounds, including Thracians, Gauls, and Germans. Their collective desire for freedom united them in a shared cause: to escape the chains of Roman slavery. Spartacus proved to be a brilliant and charismatic leader. He demonstrated tactical genius, often outmaneuvering the Roman forces sent to quell the rebellion. The Roman army, at first, underestimated the rebellion, considering it nothing more than a disorganized mob. But Spartacus' forces managed several early victories against Roman troops, most notably defeating a militia sent by the Roman praetor Gaius Claudius Glaber. Using their knowledge of the terrain, Spartacus and his men ambushed the Romans and defeated them. His leadership was marked by strategic prowess and a sense of justice. Spartacus sought to lead his followers north, beyond the Alps, where they could potentially return to their homelands. However, not all of his followers shared this vision. Many wanted to stay and continue raiding Roman lands. As the rebellion grew, it became more difficult to control. Although Spartacus maintained a vision of leading his people to freedom, many of his followers were motivated by the opportunity to pillage Roman towns and seize wealth. The rebels moved across southern Italy, defeating several Roman legions, which further embarrassed the Roman government. By 72 BCE, the Roman Senate recognized the growing threat posed by Spartacus and his army. They assigned experienced generals, including Marcus Licinius Crassus. Crassus, one of the wealthiest men in Rome, took command of a large army and set out to crush Spartacus' forces. Crassus implemented strict discipline, even reviving the ancient practice of decimation, where 1 in every 10 soldiers in a unit would be executed for cowardice or desertion. In the winter of 72 BCE, Spartacus and his army faced several defeats. His attempt to cross into Sicily, which would have provided refuge and a potential base for further resistance, failed due to lack of naval support. Desperate but still determined, Spartacus continued to move his forces. In 71 BCE, Crassus managed to corner Spartacus' army in southern Italy. Despite their grim circumstances, Spartacus and his followers made a final stand near the river Salaris. Spartacus fought bravely in the last battle, reportedly trying to reach Crassus directly in combat. He was eventually killed in the fighting. His body was never found, though Roman sources claim he died honorably in battle. After Spartacus' death, the rebellion was swiftly crushed. Crassus ordered the crucifixion of over 6,000 surviving rebels along the Appian Way, the road leading to Rome. Although the rebellion was ultimately unsuccessful, Spartacus' revolt had a lasting impact on Roman society and history. It exposed the deep fractures within the Roman system, particularly the reliance on slavery and the harsh treatment of slaves.